Good to see you, Yuka.
Hey, Jenny.
The European Union wants people to keep 3-day survival kits at home. What's that about?
Yeah, Jenny, prepare for war and disaster. That's the message, although Brussels may not want to be seen as alarmist. The EU's Crisis Management Commissioner Hadja Lahbib posted this video on social media with advice on what people should carry around, including cash, a radio and a Swiss Army knife. This as the blog urged citizens across the continent to stockpile food, water, essentials to last at least 72 hours in case of a crisis. At a press conference, Lahbib said European security is threatened not just by war, but cyber attacks, climate change and disease. She also called for building up the EU's strategic reserves of critical resources. Let's take a listen.
This strategic reserve helped the EU respond to every type of emergency with firefighting planes, stockpiles of vital medical, energy and transport equipment and specialised assets against chemical, biological, radiological and nuclear threats.
So across the channel, the UK is also boosting defence spending.
Well, at her spring statement giving an update on the budget, Finance Minister Rachel Reeves confirmed an extra £2.2 billion would be spent on the country's defence over the next year. But the government also halved its growth forecast for 2025 from its previous estimate, with Reeves announcing cuts to her spending plans. The Labour government is trying to walk a fine line between reducing its debt and avoiding a repeat of anything that could be seen as austerity. Luke Schrager has the details.
With the UK economy now predicted to grow by just 1% this year, British Finance Minister Rachel Reeves argued before Parliament for restraint on Wednesday.
I said that our fiscal rules were non-negotiable, and I meant it. I will always deliver economic stability, and I will always put working people first.
Borrowing costs are on the rise too, threatening a fiscal buffer of £9.9 billion or €11.8 billion, with Reeves hoping to balance public spending with tax revenue by 2030. A key aim is to cut costs for running the government by 15% over 5 years, for savings of around £2 billion or nearly €2.4 billion. But welfare spending plans have also been slashed, leading to concern that the centre-left Labour government is risking leaving up to 250,000 people in poverty. Against the backdrop of the Ukraine war, though, and a new political direction for the US, British defence spending is now set to reach its highest level since the end of the Cold War.
Because we are living in an uncertain world, as the Prime Minister has set out, we will increase defence spending to 2.5% of GDP, reducing overseas aid to 0.3% of gross national income.
In one brighter spot, inflation dropped more than predicted from 3 to 2.8%, though remains above the Bank of England's 2% target.
Let's have a quick check on the day's trading action. Markets moved cautiously as Donald Trump is set to unveil his new round of tariffs, this time targeting cars. On Wall Street, the Dow closed more than 100 points lower, the S&P 500 lost more than 1%, and the Nasdaq sank 2%, as you can see. Earlier, European bourses finished on a mixed note, with London staying in the green, but Frankfurt and Paris both reversing the previous day's gains.
And Yuka, Donald Trump's tariff war has sparked angry responses in countries targeted by it. Now, a new survey shows a majority of French adults support the idea of boycotting American goods.
Yeah, this is an online survey of 1,000 people over 18 by IFOF, commissioned by the French travel site nyc.fr in mid-March, showing more than 60% of respondents thought it was a good idea to boycott American goods, while overall sentiment towards the US hit the lowest level in 4 decades. Brian Quinn and our colleagues at France Télévisions have more.
This French farmer grows barley in the north of the country. Recently, though, he's taken up a new hobby: organizing a Facebook group for boycotting American products.
We publish alternatives that are made in France. We share stories and encourage each other. We are really under the boot of the Americans.
Thousands of people have joined his group, a sign of a larger movement gaining steam. A new survey shows 62% of French people support the idea of boycotting American businesses. Across Europe, consumers are seeking ways to express their disapproval of the Trump administration. Among the targeted brands, Tesla stands at the top. 47% of those surveyed said they wouldn't buy a car from the firm led by top Trump donor and advisor Elon Musk. The sentiment is already being felt at the EV giant. Tesla sales in the EU are down 49% on the year. Not everyone is convinced, though.
It's the first thing people think of to try, but I doubt it'll do much.
And in an era of globalized corporate ownership and production, even finding the right target can be difficult. Many American brands are now owned by foreign multinationals, and many, like Coca-Cola, produce their stock for the European market in European facilities using European labor.
Brian Quinn with that report, and that's it for business.
All right, thank you very much. That's Yuka Raye with that business update for us.